Act 1.
Act 1 opens with these 3 crazy witches, right? And they're talking about how their next meeting is going to be with this really cool guy, Thane of Clowns, Mac Daddy B.
And Mac Daddy B and his best friend Banquo meet with the 3 witches in the woods. And the 3 witches tell them that Mac Daddy B will become king. And Banquo will become the dad of kings.
And Banquo and Mac Daddy B get this great applause from this really cool king guy. His name is King Duncan. And King Duncan basically applauds them for winning the war that they just won. And he tells Mac Daddy B that he is going to be staying in his castle.
When they return to the castle, his wife, Lady Mac Daddy B, tells Mac Daddy B that he should kill the King Duncan so that he can be king.
And their whole entire plan between Mac Daddy B and Lady Mac Daddy B is to get these 2 guards. Their name is, what are they called? Chamberlains. They're told that, well, they're making this plan to get them really, really drunk, so then they won't be able to defend not only themselves, but they also won't be able to defend King Duncan, which then means that King Duncan is able to die, and the blame will not be put on either Mac Daddy B or Lady Mac Daddy B, and it will be placed on both of the Chamberlains. Act 2. Act 2 opens up with Macbeth standing over King Duncan, and he's killing him with this crazy big old dagger. And then soon right after, Macbeth has these crazy hallucinations of this floating bloody dagger in front of him, and Macbeth keeps on trying to grab it, but it's a hallucination, dude. You can't grab it. And then Lady Macbeth decides that she's going to take charge of the entire situation because Macbeth is in such disarray.
And Lady Mac Daddy B places the dagger upon the servants. And then Mac Daddy B realizes that 2 guards were there that night. And so he decides to kill them so that they don't spill the beans.
Act 3.
So Act 3 opens up with Macbeth inviting his best friend Banquo to a banquet.
Ha ha ha.
Funny. So Banquo then tells him that he and his son Fleece are fleeing.
Fleance. Right. And then Macbeth is super duper worried because Banquo knows, his best friend knows that he killed a bunch of these people, and he kind of wants that to be swept under the rug. So he decides that he is going to plan this murder of 3 murderers, killing not only Banquo, but his son Fleance. And while they do successfully kill Banquo, they do not successfully kill Fleance.
And so there's another banquet when Macbeth sees Banquo as a ghost. So he has this crazy moment where he sees Banquo as a ghost, and then his wife, Lady Macbeth, is all like, "Oh, my husband is having a bit of a crazy moment."
Meltdown. And she decides that she is going to send everyone, all the lords, all of the servants, everyone away from the castle, so then she could just be with her man because this guy's going crazy. Literally. And basically that's Act of 3. Act 4. Act 4 opens up, and it is Macbeth wanting these 3 witches to come talk to him again about these prophecies. And within these prophecies, he learns that he should be wary of this great king, Macduff. And Macduff, basically, he shouldn't be wary of Macduff until the Great Burnham Woods decide to move to Dunsinane Hill.
Oh my god!
And Macbeth knows...
Wow.
Right.
And Macbeth knows that forest can't move because, you know, it's a forest. So he's all...
What?
That's right, young lady.
Forest can't move.
Indeed. So he's all like, oh, who cares? Nothing's gonna happen, blah, blah, blah. So stuff goes down. And then he sends 3 assassins to assassinate Macduff and his family.
And that's Act 4. Final Act 5. Act 5 opens up with this Lady Macbeth, and she's having this crazy sleepwalking hallucination, and she's she's trying to wipe off these non-existent bloodstains off of her hands, and basically she's confessing to all of these murders that her and her husband have done in front of the doctor and the gentlewoman. By the way, I played a gentlewoman. Go.
She did. And Macbeth receives the news that Lady Macbeth has killed herself, and he gets in this depressive, sad mode, surprisingly. And...
emo hours on 10.
Yeah, literally emo hours. And so, all this stuff happens, and then Macduff finally arrives at his castle, and then Macbeth's all like, what's happening? So then...
lipstick in my Valentino like that.
Funny. And Macduff and Macbeth end up fighting each other. And finally, Macbeth dies by the hands of Macduff.
And the show ends with Macduff putting on Macbeth's crown.
Macbeth.
And that's the end.
The play has been referred to as the Scottish play, Bard's play, even Mac Daddy B, but definitely not.
No! We don't say that. It all started back in the premiere when the lead actor was actually killed because of a prop dagger being mistaken for a real one.
The spells that Shakespeare used in his show for the three witches are said to be real spells. Having a non-witch play the role of one of the witches could curse the whole production. Because of those things, the entire play itself is cursed, and saying its name inside a theater would invite those witches and the ghost of Macbeth himself to come and curse your show, whatever it may be.
Bestie?
Hey, bestie!
I did not know that!
Girl!
How to reverse the curse. Step 1, leave the theater. Step 2, spin 3 times. Step 3, spit. Step 4, think of the nastiest thing possible and say it. Step 5, knock to be let back in.
Are you whistling right now?
No.
Well, it's funny that you are whistling. You know why?
Why?
Because backstage, it is bad luck to whistle. Because back then, to know when to change a set, tech people would whistle as like their Morse code to know when to do that. And so if you're backstage whistling, tech people could hear that and think, oh, gotta change a set. And so they change a set and an actor gets injured. So yeah, not good to do that.
I didn't know that. After you're done tap dancing at rehearsal, what you do is you put them upside down over by the door.
That way, so the ghost won't get inside of them and mess around with them.
Period.
Oh my gosh, are you ready? It's opening night.
I know, I'm so excited. Wait, don't do that!
Why?
We don't eat green things on show nights. It's bad luck.
Oh. So what do we eat for good luck?
Orange stuff.
Ah. Ugh, I don't want to go to English class. Did you guys do the homework last night?
No, we were up all night for tech rehearsal.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, good luck on your show tonight.
No! You cannot say good luck to a person for their show. It's bad luck. You have to say break a leg.
Oh.
Gosh, get it
Sorry,
right.
I'm sorry.
So some troops have their own superstitions. But for our troop, we have
Captain Piccadilly!
And with our troop, we, at the beginning of every tech week, we hide Captain Piccadilly in a specific spot. But the tech people are not allowed to know where he is. So that's cool and it's fun. And usually you're blocking my view. Usually
Sorry.
that's okay. Usually tech week goes great.
And if Captain Piccadilly is found, then that is bad luck within the production.
Yeah.
Yep.
If the tech people find him, no bueno.
This is a light.
We keep it on after a show closes. A, so people don't trip over everything backstage because backstage can get cluttered. And B, to keep the ghosts away.
They broke up.
I forgot.
Charles! You have to put the water bottle down! Is going to tell,
The Data King.
sorry. Sorry,
Oh,
Mary.
No. No. And he has crazy on. He's like, oh, zombie.
Act 1 opens with these three witches, right? And they talk.
Sometimes. And C, and by C I mean B.